Good afternoon. My name is Michael Bush.
Greetings, my name is Carlos Bates.
Good afternoon. My name is Xavier Turner.
And good afternoon. My name is Janaya Davis, and today we'll be discussing why pragmatism is needed in our government. We'll be briefly touching on how to encourage pragmatic thinking, the pros and cons of pragmatism, and explaining the differences between pragmatism and idealism. Pragmatic thinking is a way of approaching problems and situations that focus on practical consequences rather than abstract principles or theories. Pragmatic thinking can be useful in our government as it can help to design and implement policies that are responsive to the needs and preferences of the people. Pragmatic thinking is adaptable to changing circumstances and contexts. One way to encourage pragmatic thinking in government is to adopt a systemic thinking perspective, which is a way of understanding and analyzing complex situations that involve multiple channels of receiving, applying, and connecting information to piece together a definitive solution. Systems thinking would help identify the root of problems, benefits and drawbacks, collective goals and values, and potential leverage points and unintended consequences of interventions. Generally speaking, pragmatism is adaptable and would be better for catering to what is needed by the majority rather than marginalizing groups of people.
Pragmatism emphasizes adaptability and the ability to change belief and approaches based on practical outcomes. This allows individuals and societies to adjust their strategies and decisions in response to new information or changing circumstances. For example, in the field of medicine, a pragmatic approach would involve considering the effectiveness of different treatments and adjusting them based on patient outcomes and evolving scientific evidence. Pragmatism encourages individuals to identify and tackle challenges by employing various methods and tools rather than being limited by rigid theories or ideologies. Today, we can see the effects of why pragmatism should be encouraged more in government because it is easy for other people's own personal feelings and beliefs to cause damage to thousands across the nation. With the overturning of laws and systems such as Roe v. Wade or affirmative action, it is clear the majority is rarely considered, and these decisions only serve as satisfaction to those who have attained a certain amount of power.
Like many philosophies, there are some disadvantages with pragmatism. Critics of pragmatism say that it leads to the truth and moral values becoming subjective and dependent on individual or societal preferences, also known as relativism. Pragmatism's emphasis on practical outcomes may result in a lack of foundation, principles, or a coherent philosophical framework. This is where philosophies such as idealism comes into play and establish a general moral compass to base decisions from. Critical, Critics argue that pragmatism can lead to fragmental and ad hoc approach to problem solving, lacking a broader vision or guiding principles. For instance, without a clear moral framework, it may be challenging to address complex ethical dilemmas or establish long term goals.
Idealism and pragmatism are two different approaches to life and decision making. Idealism is the pursuit of having high ideals that are usually unrecognizable or at odds with practical life. Idealists follow long term visions and goals that are rigid in their pursuit of them. Moreover, idealism tends to view the world through an optimistic lens. Idealists believe that by striving for higher ideals and moral values, individuals can create a more harmonious and just society. They advocate for social and political reforms that align with their vision of an ideal world, often emphasizing the importance of education, ethics, and spirituality in achieving these goals. In summary, idealism is characterized by its focus on ideas, spirituality, imagination, and the pursuit of higher ideals. Pragmatism is the pursuit of practicality over aesthetic qualities, a staunch focus on facts rather than emotions or ideals. Pragmatists focus on short term goals and go with whatever is in their hands. Idealism and pragmatism are two contrasting philosophical perspectives. Idealism emphasizes the importance of ideas and concepts, believing that reality is shaped by our thoughts and perceptions. It argues that the mind and consciousness play a central role in understanding the world. On the other hand, pragmatism focuses on practicality and the real world consequences of actions. It emphasizes the need for practical solutions and rejects abstract theories that do not have practical applications. Pragmatists believe that truth is determined by its usefulness and effectiveness in solving problems, while idealism seeks to understand the world through abstract concepts, and pragmatism prioritizes practicality and action.
In conclusion, pragmatism is the methodology that can help explain and guide government interaction. It offers a way to signal whether government should intervene in market and how it should be done. Pragmatism is beneficial because it also denies and reconciles the social and political values by which we live together. In politics, pragmatism tends to mean something like driven largely to regard for good consequences. All in all, having pragmatist approaches considers the likely practical consequences of various interpretations of the Constitution. Thank you.